Good morning, Peter Hyslop with your 8:30 Hunter News update. Labor has hit back at claims an offshore wind consultation process inquiry hearing was cancelled in Canberra with no notice. Senator Ross Cadell held a makeshift hearing of his own from locals in the Hunter and Illawarra who say they're concerned they're not being told about latest developments. But Senator Karen Grogan says a hearing date had not been determined and witnesses had not been asked to make travel arrangements. They're accusing the senator of misleading community members by advising people of a draft date which was never authorised. A 40-year-old man's been charged with firearm offences after allegedly running away from police at 12 Mile Creek near Medowie without pants on. At about 8 a.m. on Thursday, February 13, police attempted to stop a blue Ford Falcon, understood to have been stolen, on the Buckets Way at Booral. A pursuit was initiated when the vehicle failed to stop. The man then fled on foot into bush. Officers couldn't locate him despite an extensive search. Following inquiries, he was arrested at Fassifern Railway Station late last month. He's been charged with multiple offences, including possessing an unauthorised firearm and pursuit charges. A new report by specialists in the energy market, Nexa Advisory, is labelling Australia's largest power station, Eraring, unreliable and incompatible with today's electricity grid. The group's new analysis says Eraring experienced approximately 6,000 hours of outages last year and is pushing for a transition from ageing stations to clean energy. Chief Executive Stephanie Bashir says the $450 million state government payout to extend its life until 2027 would have been better invested elsewhere.
We are really just focused on making sure that we are monitoring the performance and that governments at all levels lean into the transition and not drag to the process and cost consumers and taxpayers more than they have to.
The Hunter Sports Centre is open to athletes both experienced and novice. The $52 million expansion includes a trampoline centre of excellence, a 3-level sport and community centre, and facilities for students at the University of Newcastle to run programs improving health. It's hoped the Centre of Excellence will produce new talent. Police say they hold concerns for a missing 17-year-old from Ellamore Vale. Jade Smith was last seen on Tuesday, March 4 at about 8:30 a.m. in the area. He's described as Caucasian, 185 centimetres tall, with large build, dark hair and brown eyes, and is known to frequent Cohiba, Charlestown, Hamilton South and Redhead. And a research partnership between the University of Newcastle and Google Australia will start investigating geothermal electricity. Studies will help inform Google's commitment to develop geothermal technologies globally in an attempt to neutralise emissions by 2030. Professor of Engineering Elam Darucci says the research is important in gaining greater understanding about this form of energy.
And when we get these information, we provide these information to Google, and that would help them in their effort in developing geothermal technologies, both globally.
2NURFM Sport.
The Knights have been made to fight for their first win of the NRL season, beating the West Tigers 10-8. Newcastle were their own worst enemy in the first half, with just a 53% completion rate before the break. Skipper Kalen Ponga says there's a lot to learn from a game like this.
Once we found our groove, our footy sort of came, and like Coach said, that's the lesson from us. Is like we could easily be sitting in here without the 2 points, so we'll take them. But there's a lot of lessons and room for growth.
The Jets have extended their unbeaten streak to 6 games with a 1-1 draw at home to A-League men's leaders Auckland FC. With both goals scored in the first half, the second half was highlighted with an array of quality saves from keeper Noah James to keep the scores level. Coach Rob Stanton says he's proud of the heart shown by his players, regardless of the result.
I'm happy with the players. I'm always pleased with them because the effort they put in every week's the same, whether they win, lose or draw. The commitment's the same, the attitude's the same. So the only thing that can change is the result.
Elsewhere in the A-League Women's, the Jets found their second consecutive win, with Sheridan Gallagher scoring the decisive goal in a 1-0 victory over Sydney FC. Jared Baker was the hero for Broadmeadow Magic in the NPL, scoring twice in their 3-2 win over Charlestown Azzurri. And the Newcastle Rebels are through to the semi-finals of the New South Wales Rugby League Country Championships after a 38-12 win over the Central Coast. That's sport. I'm Will McGrath.
And the winning numbers in Saturday Lotto are 2, 16, 18, 28, 29 and 38, and the supplementaries are 4 and 25. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.